Hi, my name is Agnes, and I spent all of 2015 living according to current happiness research, which is apparently a thing. Lots of people have spent lots of years of their lives trying to study what makes us happy and how we deal with the difficult stuff, how we cope with mental ill health, with physical ill health, with crisis, with all this difficult stuff that happens to a lot of us. And so I started reading a lot about happiness. And after I started reading a lot about happiness, I started studying happiness. And after I started studying happiness, I started researching happiness. I started asking other people about what made them happy and how did they think about happiness. After I started asking other people about what made them happy, I started thinking a lot about what made me happy. And I wrote a series of poems about it because that's what you do. And I've been thinking a lot about happiness. You might be able to tell. But the thing is that as much as I've thought about happiness, I think you probably have too. I think you've probably been thinking a lot about the good times and the bad, the joys and the challenges. So I thought I would share what I learned with you. And that way maybe you could share what you learned with me, because you probably know a lot that I haven't even heard of. But some of the most important things that I learned were, firstly, that it matters more for our happiness what we do every day than what happens every once in a while. So it matters more that we do the kinds of things that students tend to not do, like sleep properly and eat 3 meals a day and exercise on occasion. These things that tend to just not really happen in our lives, they're really important for our well-being, and they have a really big effect on helping us deal with when things are difficult. And the second thing that I learned that was really important, I think, was that what matters most to our happiness isn't stuff like success or money or achievements. Statistically, according to the research, that actually has quite a small and quite a short-term effect on our happiness. What has a much bigger, much longer-term effect is social relationships. It's how many people do we call close friends, not just Facebook friends, but actual close friends that we would call if things are crap and we don't know what to do. And how close are we to our family? How close are we to people we live with, if we live with flatmates? Things like this are hugely important for our happiness. And so I guess I started realizing that there were things I wanted to do every day that helped me take care of my social relationships. So I started doing something nice for someone else in my life every day. I started calling some member of my family, all of whom live in Sweden. So it was quite a lot of calling far away. I started calling some member of my family every day. And I started doing something nice for myself every day. Like just making a nice cup of tea and watching an episode of my favorite TV show. And I started keeping a diary about what made me happy about all of that. And I realized a lot of stuff. So I guess I've been thinking a lot about happiness, but I think you have too. And I'd love it if you shared it. I'd love it if you shared with your friends and family, because there is nothing more important to our happiness than talking. So let's talk. I know it makes a big difference.